So I'm Khani. Single mom of 7. My youngest has epilepsy. Yesterday, he has intractable epilepsy, and it's a very, very severe intractable epilepsy. Yesterday, he went into status epilepticus, which is nonstop seizing. I was able to get him out of status through smoking a joint of his cannabis into an air chamber for which is normally used for children with asthma, and he came out of it, and thank God he came out of it. There's nothing to do for him in the hospitals as emergency measures because the medications don't work for him. All the medications, they've tried 13 medications on him, and none of them have tried. He's been in status before with the doctors. A few times he's been in status with the doctors not successful at getting him out of it, and cannabis being successful at getting him out of it. I'm here to share with you my life, my story, my successes, and what I'm going through. It was a very, very terrifying experience, as it always is, anytime that your child goes into status. And it was extremely amazing to see him come out of it so quickly and efficiently using cannabis. And I want people to know it was much more effective, whereas the hospital medications and the AEDs that they usually use for kids with epilepsy do not work for him. So my son is 4 years on cannabis. Right now, I am in Israel, and in Israel we are having a dilemma because right now they have taken off the shelves my son's strains of cannabis. So what I have is what I have, and afterwards I cannot get more as of this time. We plan on taking the state to court about it, and we hope to be successful and not to have to relocate me and my 7 children to another place. Israel claims to be the forefront of cannabis research, yet they are putting a block right now, and they have changed the rules and the laws here, and they're changing it that there will not be any strains anymore. It will be categorized as CBD and THC with 3 different strengths as if it's a normal medication. Now, everybody here in Israel, which there are 42,000 cannabis patients, you can say, here in Israel, as of this time, have been using strains and different strains to treat their different illnesses. I find, and everyone finds practically, that certain strains work better for certain illnesses and other strains work better for other illnesses. Unfortunately, the 2 strains that work for my son, which they only have a few strains here in Israel, and the 2 that I found that work for my son are not approved, which means that he will, if he does not get his medication, he does not get his cannabis, he will be in status, because without cannabis, my son is in status epilepticus. He seizes non-stop. So I am beseeching the public, and I am asking everybody to fight with us, this fight for the life of my son and for the many other children here in Israel, many other patients here in Israel that are using cannabis to treat their illnesses. Right now, I have been seeing post after post of friends and people with children with cannabis who cannot get their strains, and their children are seizing. I am hoping my son, I do not get to that point, and I hope there will be a solution before I get to that point. Which is about 3 weeks I have. Okay, so I have about 3 weeks left to have a solution for my son's life. Please feel free to help here. Please feel free to bring your comments here. We need a doctor, a neurologist that is willing to back us right now. Unfortunately, I have not seen the backing of doctors, even with seeing the miracles that cannabis has done for my son and for many other children. And, all the different research that has been done here that has been found significant proof to the effectiveness of cannabis, yet they are trying to take that away from us. And we will fight, and our children will live. And I pray for the children that are seizing and the people that are dying here because of not being able to access the strains here in Israel. And we pray that we are able to get the strains that we need in order for our families and our loved ones to stay healthy.